Um, Now we're gonna do the bed making, which is the occupied bed. And the first thing that you will do is you have to greet your client, um, introduce yourself. Okay. Hi, good morning. My name is Karen, and I'm gonna be your PSW for today. And I would like to check your identification band. Can you state your name and your birthday, please? All right, thank you. Um, After you identify your client, and if it matches to the identification band, you have to ask your client how they want to be called, if their client wants to be called by their last name or their first name. Um, you have to explain the procedure to client that you're doing the bed making for today. Now, before you doing that, you have also to um, ask for others or PSWs if they're available in doing a bed making. Why? Because this is to, to minimize the injury on your back, because uh, uh, sometimes if you have a client like an obese client, so you have uh, to ask for others help. Now, before you leave the client to gather all your supplies and your equipment, you have to make sure that the bed is in the lowest position, the call button is in reach, and the side rails are up. Now that you have done with your hand hygiene and your standard precautions, now you have to place all the supplies into an area where it is clean. So for example, the overall table, you can put all your supplies in there. Now, and before that, you have to make sure that before you start removing all the linens on the bed or changing all the linens, you have to make sure you have the bin or the laundry bin near you or close to you. Now, you have to position your client. No, you have to position the bed in a position where you're comfortable in doing the bed making. So you have to do your proper mechanics as well, and yeah, and make sure if you're working on it, you have to put away the call bill for a while. Now, for the head of the bed, as much as possible, you have to lower the head of the bed. Should be flat, and they can use pillow if they're okay with that. Now you have to put on your gloves. Why you're putting on your gloves? Because sometimes there are beds that are soiled with blood, feces, urine. So yeah, you have to make to use the gloves. Now loosen up the top and the bottom of the linen. Remove the the bedspread, and as well as the what do you call this, the uh and the blanket. You have to set aside them separately. You can put it on the table, and then you can leave the top sheet for a while, because to make sure that your client is covered and they are warm enough. So you have to slide the mattress. Position now. Position your client to the opposite side where you're working. Like for example, you're working in this side. Now you have to help your client to move to the other side. Yes. Now if you move your client to the other side, you have to make sure that the bed rails are up. And then when you position your client, adjust also the pillow in a comfortable position where your client is, it's comfortable enough to do that. Now, after you ensure that your client is in there, she's comfortable and everything is okay. So, now you have to remove, we're gonna start it in the incontinence pad, because sometimes incontinence pad, they get soiled. So if if the continence pad is heavily soiled, you just roll them tightly to contain all the soil. Yeah. And then if you see that your client is soiled or there's species or anything in the buttocks area, or in the you can do now the perineal care for your client, and then you can, after you've done that, you can put another clean incontinence pad underneath. All right. So using the mattress pad, unfold it lengthwise. So uh, using the mattress pad, you have to unfold it lengthwise with the center of the creases here, and then using a flat sheet, put them on the mattress with the hem stitching outside, away from the client. Now, if the flat sheet here, and if you're not using a fitted sheet, because it's fitted sheet, you just have to put it like this. Just spread it and just tuck it in. But if you're using a flat sheet, you have to make a mitten here. Here, if you make a mitten, and then you can tuck under it. Do it also on the bottom of the foot of the bed. Now, pull the, and then when you put the flat sheet, you can now pull the incontinence pad and then tuck it up. And then raise the bed rail, and then you can now go to the other side. Now, in working into the other side, the client might experience like they're gonna roll over to a bump, but you have to assure your client that those bump, it will not cause any harm to them. So now you ask your client to move to the other side, help them. You have to make sure that the bed rails are up, and if you make sure that also the pillows are adjusted. And now if your client in the other side, now you can pull now the mattress. You can put the mattress pad, the flat sheet, or the bottom sheet, and then as well as, but before you pull them, you have to make sure there are smooth and there's no like wrinkles in it, because you know that your client is might gonna prone to skin injury like friction or skin tear. So you have to make sure they are uh, straighten up and smoothen up. Then unfold the bottom sheets and pad. Make meated corner again. So you have done the meated corner. You have to make a meated corner on the other side. So again, if you're not using a fitted sheet, you have to make a meated corner and then tuck it out. But if you're using a meated sheet, you can just pull them and straighten up. Now, you can pull the incontinence pad tightly towards you and then tuck it up. And then you can put now a top sheet for your client. Now, you have to ask your client, Mrs. Jones, I want you to hold the top sheets for me so I could pull all the old top sheets downwards. But if your client is unable to hold the top sheet, you can tuck the top sheet under their shoulders and then remove the old top sheets. All right, so you can put now the mattress. You can put now the blanket, the bedspread, and then now you can lift the mattress in one corner. Then you can tuck. Now you're done with here on the top, so you will go now to the foot. Now once you're in the foot, you can lift the mattress and tuck all the linens and make a mitted corner on the foot. But before that, before you put before I forgot, before you put the top sheet, you have to make sure that you make a 2 plate to allow circulation on the food. Okay, so you have already tucked the all linens. You have also mated the corners. You have to do it to the other side of the foot bed. Now, after you all done that, you can now change the pillow of your client. Now raise the bed in a comfortable position, and then you can do the post procedure for the client. Now you have to make sure that the client's in safe, comfortable. You have to make sure that the curtains are now not uh, I mean, make sure that there's no more remove the signs for privacy. You have to draw the curtain, and then clean the area, um, and then make sure that all linens, used linens, are in the proper bin, and then you have put all those materials that I've used. So if for example that you have accidentally get to more than of what you need, you can put on their drawer, and then you can use it for another time, and report any thing that is something that you think that might endanger your client, and then document all the things that, and then report them, and then no, you have to perform hand hygiene and then document all the things that you serve for the client.